Because what we're going to do today is pick up where we left off yesterday. I want to do at least one or two problems with you guys again, going over how to do these in the graphing calculator. And after that, I want to give you the rest of the time to work on the homework and using the calculator to solve. So when we look at this here, this first one, because this here is the last one we did yesterday, yes? So we're going to pick up with this one here. So guys, the first thing we need to do is make the augmented matrix. We want to write the augmented matrix first. And if we look at this here, all three equations are set up in the correct form. We have all three variables on the left-hand side, and they are in alphabetical order. And if we look at the first equation, the number in front of x is 3, the number in front of y is 2, the number in front of z is -5, and then we have -10 going across the top. Now, what would our next row be? 6, 0, -1, and 8. Since we don't have a y listed in the second equation, we have to fill it in with 0. The last one doesn't have an x, so it has a 0, -1 for y, 3 for z, and -2. And this matrix here is a 3 by 4. Are we all good with setting up the augmented matrix? Now at this point here, we'll get the graphing calculator out. Or all that. So the first thing we need to do is hit second matrix, second x to the -1. We're going to go over to edit and hit enter to edit matrix 1. Now for most all the graphing calculators at this point, it is going to be a 3 by 4, and most of them are already set up in that form. And going across the top for the first row is going to be 3, 2, -5, -10. Our next row is going to be 6, 0, -1, 8, and lastly 0, -1, 3, -2. Everybody able to get that typed in? Once you get it typed in, our next thing is what? Second mode. Second mode. Our next keystroke is going to be second matrix. This time we go over to math, and we want to find REF. Once we find it, we'll hit enter. Second matrix, so we need to call up which matrix we want to use, which is matrix A, so we'll hit enter, and then enter one more time, and we get this here. Did everybody get the same thing I got? Yes? We all got this here. Now, we notice at the top we do have this fraction, or not fraction, but this ugly decimal, yes? I will show you this here, a way to fix decimals. If you hit math, the button that says math on it, the first one, FRAC, is fraction. So what we want to do is hit enter, enter. And what that's going to do, that A and S is saying the previous answer. It's going to take the previous answer and turn it into fractional form. So our answer is -2/3, -34, -12. Yep. Any questions on how we did this here? We feel comfortable with this here. Yes? Okay. Now, before we go completely to something, or letting y'all do these on your own, there are two cases I do want to look at. Now, this problem here is from the note sheet from yesterday. Well, not yesterday, 2 days ago. And I'm going to type this one in. For us real quick. Okay. 4, 1. Okay. So I typed this matrix in. I will show you a little bit of a shortcut. Now, at this point in the calculator, we do have RREF several times above it, yes? Would we agree? Because your calculator has the same thing. Now, I'm going to hit enter. And what this will do is recall that function back down. Now, I have changed what matrix EA is. We saw it, I did it really fast, but I've replugged it back in. I'm going to hit enter again. So this is a different function. This is a different system that we have. We had this yesterday. But one thing I want to call attention to is the bottom row. The bottom row is all zeros and then a, well, pull this back up. So the bottom row, 3, 1. Well, we said the first one's x, second one y, third one z, yes? Well, if all these are 0, it's saying that whole side of the equation is 0. Exactly. 0 equals 1 is a no solution. Because if we get all zeros and then a 1, it's no solution. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm going to do this one more time. I'm going to change the matrix. So I changed it again. I can come up, recall this, and do it again. Now this time the bottom row is all zeros, yes? That is giving us almost the same thing we had before, but this time, instead of having, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 0, 0, 1, 0, and 1, 0, and that was 0. Get the rest of this. -1, yep, -1, 0. That wasn't that. That was, oh, let's try it again. 3, yes. -3. We get this here. Now the bottom row is all zeros, which is just telling us 0 is equal to 0. That's fine. That is part of our infinitely many solutions. And if we check the row above it, well, third row is z. It's telling us z is equal to 0. The row above it is telling us that we have x minus y is equal to -3. All that's fine. All that's perfectly fine. What that's telling us is that this is indeed infinitely many solutions. And that's all you'd have to say on this here. You do need to make sure to go up and that this row is not flipped, that the bottom row is all 0, but the row above it's all zeros and a 1. If that's the case, then it would be no solution. But we don't have that. What we have is infinitely many solutions. Does this make sense? Now, if we wanted to go through the rest of this, because I could add y to both sides, and all that's doing is telling us x is equal to y minus 3, okay? And the infinitely many solutions, because there is a way to define it, the z value is 0. X Okay. So x is in terms of y. So all right, guys. Yeah, you can change it up. So, yeah. So, Cade, right before you leave, I just want to finish this up, and then this is the last thing we're doing. This here is the definition for the infinitely many solutions. We turned x in terms of y. So now, if I wanted to find a solution, all I have to do is pick a value of y, and it would give us a true solution. And the reason we call it infinitely many, because how many different values of y can we put in? Well, an infinite number. So this would be the technical solution to it. But this is all I'm wanting from y'all. Okay? That is it. So I want to give y'all the rest of the class time to work on these here. Especially since you do have time and have a calculator to do them.